Family Credit Management is a non-profit credit counseling agency. We specialize in helping people take control of their debt.
People call in every day. By the end of the call, they're feeling better. They know there's some hope out there.
For over a decade, Family Credit Management has helped tens of thousands of Americans deal with the burden of debt.
If you're struggling with debt, the most important thing is to take control of it. Now's the time.
Good evening. My name is Letitia Griffin and I am a certified credit counselor with Family Credit Management Services. Now around the next 25 minutes or so, I'll be here to answer any questions that you may have regarding debt, finances, anything relating to money issues or money matters that you're dealing with. That's what I'm here for. So if you want to call in, the number's on the screen at 312-738-1060 and you can ask any question you have. Don't think of a question as being too small or you don't want to ask on air. Feel free to, because that's what we're here for. Now, if you do not get the chance to contact me during this show, you can contact a certified counselor, and if you just aren't comfortable speaking on air, you can talk to a certified counselor at Family Credit, and you can reach that counselor at 800-994-3328. Now, Family Credit's got a great website as well, and you can talk to a live counselor by using the website with our chat feature too. You can do that at familycredit.org. Now, guess what time it is? It's the holiday time, and everyone has questions about, holiday spending, about the correct thing to do, how to budget for the holidays. So we are going to tackle some of those questions today too. It looks like we've got our first caller.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the show.
How are you?
Good. We're
Good.
excited.
I can barely hear you, but so I have a lot of debt right now on credit cards and some student loans, and I'm just, I'm making the minimum monthly payments on there. I know it's going to take me forever to pay these things off. A program like yours, so I hate to say it, but I have about $75,000 worth of credit card debt. How long would it take to, if I went through a program like yours to roughly get that paid off? Can you even estimate, or do you need more information?
Sure, I can help you with that. Now, with paying the minimum payments, that will take you forever to pay that off. And with a program like the debt management plan that Family Credit has, you can call and find out more information about that at 800-994-3328. But that program is designed to get you out of debt within the next 3 to 5 years. And depending upon what your budget allows, it might even be less than that. So it's always a good place to start just to find out advice. Also, we can help you with dealing with your creditors. And if you're dealing with your credit card companies, we pretty much have agreements, or we can tell you like what credit card companies are the best, what they will offer you. And I think it's a really great idea for you to contact a counselor at 800-994-3328 and just find out more information, because I do believe that we can help you with that. Thanks for calling. And that was a really great question that a lot of people right now are struggling with their debt. They're struggling with student loans and don't know what to do with those. You're struggling with, finance companies, payday loans, medical bills, and there's so much out there that everyone is dealing with. And Family Credit is a great place to start with that. You can also just start looking at things yourself too. I do challenge you right now, while we're getting ready for the new year to come in, we're dealing with the holidays, try not to get stressed out about it. But I do want you to take an inventory or look at everything that you have and look at your financial portfolio and just see what you're dealing with. Now, a lot of times people get stressed out around the holidays because you're not only trying to please others, but you're trying to maintain yourself. And we go about doing that the wrong way. And what do I mean by that? A lot of times I see people tapping into their daily the money that they have for their daily expenses just to please other people for holidays. So I do caution you against using anything like that. Please try not to use your bill money, your mortgage payment, your rent payment to buy gifts for people, because you have to prioritize your debt, and your debt is there right now. We want it to go away. You want it to be able to pay down your debt and to live stress-free. And a great place or a great way to start with that is just by looking at what you have, looking at your expenses, outlining your debt, and seeing what it is that you're dealing with, and be realistic about it too. You don't want to set yourself up for failure, and a lot of times we do set ourselves up for failure just by not being realistic with ourselves. So if we know we have a debt, we know we've got a bill coming due, and let's say we forget to plan for it, don't freak out, but see what you can do right now in order to make up for that. A lot of things that I see happening are a lot of people running to the internet payday loans, or they're running to the finance companies and trying to get fast money. But remember, fast money is never really easy and is never cheap. It will cost you in the end. There's so many people struggling with that vicious cycle of trying to get out from under the payday lenders and the finance companies, and they don't know what to do. You make bad decisions and take bad loans when you really shouldn't. So look at what you have and sit down, look at all of your debt, look at your expenses, and see if you've got any money left over in the course of the month. That's what we want to do. We want to have money left over. And think about what it is that you have to give, or what you feel you have to give. Who are the certain people that you want to buy for, or how much are you looking to spend? And be realistic with that too. One of the things that I do want to sidetrack on and just talk about just for a second is that I'm seeing a lot of people who have the right mindset and they want to help and they want to give. But I want to make sure that you're giving the right way. Just a few cautionary tips on dealing with giving during the holiday season. First of all, you do need to set a goal, and you need to discuss it with your spouse or discuss it with your financial partner. Make sure that is achievable and realistic. Don't say, I want to give my whole paycheck to help kids in need or something like that. But be realistic. Set a dollar amount. Say, okay, I'm going to give $100 this holiday season. And another thing that I see a lot of people doing, they feel like if they give $20 to United Way, $20 to the Boys and Girls Club, $20 here, $20 there, it's always best. They do appreciate the contributions, but you make a better impact just sticking with one charity to give to and giving that amount. Now, a lot of times you don't even have to give you don't have to give as much as you think you do. Just give something to help out. And be sure to watch out for scams. That's the biggest reason why I bring this up. There's so many scams out there dealing with the holiday season and charitable giving, and people taking advantage of people, that you want to be able to curtail that and just figure out which one is correct. Make sure that you watch out for scams. There's some websites out there like givewell.com that'll help you, or charitynavigator.org. Those two websites will help you determine if a nonprofit is really a nonprofit or if they're just taking advantage of you. Looks like we've got a caller. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, my question is, I have a few department store cards, like 2 or 3 of them, and then I have one credit card. Do you suggest for the holidays that I use my one main credit card, or that I maybe use my department store cards and just kind of focus my shopping there?
That's a tough question. And when you think about that, you want to look at your store cards and see if you've got any rewards available. Or on your main credit card, do they offer any perks or benefits for you using that card, and figure out which one outweighs the other. Also, when you're looking at the store credit cards, look to see if they've sent you any coupons or if they have special deals for using them. Now, if you're going to use these cards, be careful with them and make sure you make a plan for paying them off, because the one thing that they want to do, the credit card companies and the store cards, they want to charge you. They want to charge you extra money for using their cards, especially during Christmas. So you want to make sure that if you are going to use that card, let's say you go to Old Navy and you use your Old Navy card and you spend $100, make sure that you're getting a savings and a deal worth more than that. A lot of times they will tell you the amount that you're saving on the receipt, so that kind of helps you. But you also want to make sure that if you are spending that $100, you've got that $100 in the bank, so that once those transactions post, you can go ahead and pay that off. And if you don't have a plan, or if you know you don't have enough money to do that right now, then sit down and just see how many months will it take you to pay off. But don't overspend. So maybe even set a limit for the amount that you will allow yourself to spend at each store. Now, when you're shopping for the holidays, you do have to be disciplined, and that's a huge problem that a lot of people find. You need to be disciplined and sit down and look at your holiday spending. Take a few moments and look at it. Reflect on things, because I don't want you to use money that you don't have. So be realistic with your budget. Look at who you're buying for and make a shopping list. See if there's anyone you can even take off. And also, when you think about it, you might not even have to purchase big items for everyone. Let's say you've got a family or cousins or relatives that you need to buy for. Wouldn't it be better if you could just buy one gift to cover that whole household rather than spending money and getting something for every single person in the family? You could do that by being creative as well. You can put together a little movie night basket. Let's say you buy a few cheap DVDs from Walmart, you get some buttered popcorn, some candy, you put that all into a basket, and that's probably a lot cheaper than you buying something for everyone in the family, because when you think about that, you normally will spend $20 on your average gift to a person. So if you can cut that down by one and just buy one big basket or one item for that whole family, I think that would be worth it. It's a great money savings tip too. Also, you can be creative. Let's say you don't even spend money. A lot of times you can be creative and make gifts. And a lot of people are like, well, what do you mean make gifts? There's different things that you can do. Maybe even going to the dollar store, putting some little baskets together, some items together, candles. And you can even try baking items as well. You can bake cupcakes, cookies for people and put those in the basket. That way you're not using all of your finances. And sometimes you're probably even using some of the things that you have already, so you don't have to buy extra. You want to make sure that you do your homework though. If you're looking to purchase items, every time you go through the store, I want you to look at what you want to get and make sure it's the right thing. Give yourself a few moments. Maybe look at that item, come back to it later in your trip in the store, and if you still feel that same way, go ahead and make that purchase. But give yourself a little bit of time. Also, there are apps and tools available so that if you have an item in the store that you like, you can pick that up and scan it using your QR code reader and see if you can find that item somewhere else cheaper. Also, do internet searches, online searches, and see if you can find it at other stores. If you can find it somewhere in the area, or if you can find it online and have it shipped to you. Look out for the free shipping too, because you always want to take advantage of that. Another thing that you want to do, let's say you're walking into a store and it's a store you frequent often, take that store name and put it into your smartphone, do a Google search, and put the word coupon or discount after it and see if there's anything available. A lot of times you'll find a lot of discounts available. You'll find some promo offers. And sometimes you even see that they have free items that they're giving away in the store when you make certain purchases too. So always take advantage of those. Now, if you have problems with your spending and things get out of hand, you can always contact a certified counselor at Family Credit at 800-994-3328. So keep that in mind. You always want to do your homework though. Look at different websites and make sure that you find what you're looking for. Make sure it's that item, or even if you find something comfortable. You don't want to break the bank on the holidays, and that's where a lot of people go wrong. Also, I do want to just throw this out there. Gift cards are always an option too. For those of you when you're at the last minute, you can't think of what to get, you can find $10, $15, $20 gift cards, however much you select, and you can give those as well. Sometimes people say that they take out the personal touch, but it does let a person know that you're thinking about them, and they're fast and easy for you to obtain. Now, after the holidays are over, I want you to be thinking about this too. After the holidays are over, how are you going to pay your bills? Think about those credit card companies that you're owing. Think about when, if you've gotten any promo offers, when they come due. There are so many different aspects of planning for your finances and making sure that your financial outlook is in order. So you want to look at all of those right now, especially before the new year comes in. While you're out there shopping though, keep in mind that a lot of places do discount, and they offer better discounts as you get closer and closer to Christmas as well. Now, some places, like the last few days right before Christmas, they know that you will pay anything to get that item. So that's when the prices are going to go back up. But if you wait a day after, prices come back down again and everything's on sale. Right now, the average sale is running from about 40 to 70% off an item, depending on what store you're shopping at. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for small kitchen appliances, those are at a really great discount right now. Also discounted on small electronics like Bluetooth headsets. You'll find those out there quite cheap as well. You can look at clothing, 40 to 70% off. Then when you've done all of that, please keep a tally of everything that you've spent. Now, I'm asking you to do this because now you want to sit down and see how much you spent, but you also want to have an idea of what to do for next year, because next year you don't want to be struggling like you are now. You want to make sure that you have everything decent and in order as the year progresses, so that your finances are together, you've got your Christmas funds together, and you don't have to worry, you don't have to stress. So that's what I want you to think about, especially starting right now, thinking about your outlook over the next year, over the next 6 months, and you want to make sure that you have everything in order. The way to do that is to start today. The important things that you're thinking about when you're looking at your finances over the next year: your debt, of course, your credit card debt, your medical debt. Do you have any medical bills that you haven't even thought about? Do you have collection notices for things? And keep in mind, collection notices don't have to be on your credit report. They can just be small bills that you have laying around the house that collection agencies are collecting on. You want to think about, do you have insurance if you need it? Are you able to protect your family? Do you have an emergency fund? These are things that you want to start thinking about now. Now, to sit down and put together a realistic plan for the next year, you can do that yourself, or you can contact a certified counselor at Family Credit for help at 800-994-3328. Now, when you're thinking about your outlook for the next year, start with, let's say, what can I do within the next 6 months to make things better for me? After you look at how much you spend, I want you to take that amount and break it down. Let's see if you can break it down into 12 months and see how many times you get paid, maybe even break it down more, and see how much out of each paycheck do you need to save so that you are not struggling and you're all prepared for this time next year. That's a really key step, and it's important to do. Now, you're looking at that number. It may be attainable, it may not be. It could be you only need to save $20 a paycheck. And then you want to think about, what are those things in my life that I can cut back or cut down on to pay more towards my debt and towards my emergency fund and my holiday fund. Because now you do need to start an emergency fund, especially thinking about next year. You want to make sure that if anything comes up, you can cover it, that you aren't falling the victim to the payday lenders and the finance companies that are going to charge you enormous amounts of money just to borrow. I don't want to see that happen to you. There's so many people that are struggling with that. I looked at a consumer's information yesterday, and she received a payday loan where she only got $1,200 from the payday lender. And it was an internet loan too. She only got $1,200, but she agreed to pay back over $13,000. And you may say, well, how does one get into that? Or that can't happen to me, or I'll never let that happen to me. I'm not going to borrow that much, and if I borrow that much, I'm not going to let them charge me. Well, when they put those things out there, they do it in such a way that you don't even know what's happening. They put it in small writing that you'll agree to payments, and you may say, okay, I can do a payment. I'll do a payment of $350 a month. And what you're not looking at is that when they say that $350 a month, they're telling you you're going to be paying that for the next 48 months. So that means 4 whole years. There's some out there that go 6 years or longer. And you're not even realizing that that's what you've signed up for. But guess what? They told you that you've signed a contract, and now you don't know how to get out of it. That's why it's best to start planning for these things today. You want to look at those contracts and make sure that you can get out of them. And if you can't, that's what the counselors at Family Credit are there for. We can help you with that, and we can help you with your finances and putting together a plan of action for you, because I don't want to see you fall victim to those lenders. So We want to set your goals, get your emergency account established. You want to look at getting out from under any types of debt that you have. And the caller that called earlier, he mentioned that he was only making the minimum payments. And making minimum payments is fine, but you also want to see what you can be putting towards it, because when you make minimum payments, it's going to take you 13 to 20 years to even pay those debts off with just making the minimum payments. But if you're able to put just a little bit towards it each month, that's going to cut down that time. So you may want to look at doing that, but you have to be disciplined about it, and you have to stay on yourself, stay on your budget, and look at it from time to time, actually all the time, to make sure that you're staying on track. Next thing I want to challenge you to do is pull your credit reports. Know what's on your credit report all the time. Look at it at least 4 times a year, and make sure that you're looking at your credit report. You're making sure that all the debts that are there, that they're really yours, making sure that they're reporting correctly, because a lot of times some credit card companies won't even report the correct information on it. So you want to make sure that the correct information is reporting, such as your name and your address. Those are just small things, but you also want to look at your credit limit. You want to make sure they're reporting the right credit limit, that they're reporting the right payments. Now, let's say you do mess up and you pay late. You want to make sure that you are able to bring your accounts back to a current status, because that's going to improve your score. So even if you mess up, you can start over with your finances, with your bills, and just start back to making the regular payments as soon as you are able. Don't get sucked into a vicious cycle where you're unable to make the payments or you give up. Think about it. When you're looking at your credit report, yeah, your credit report is there, and it's got a lot of stuff on it. Some of the stuff you probably don't even understand, but that's what we're here for. And there are ways to help you understand it too. There's a lot of tools out there that can help you when you're trying to make your score better. The one thing that I do want to ask you to do is look at those tools. If you've got a smartphone or a computer, you can get online and you can download Credit Karma. Credit Karma is out there. It's been out there for a while. It wasn't that great, but they are really starting to provide the information that you need, and they're giving you daily outlooks at what your score is, what's reporting on your account, and you're able to make sure that you're keeping yourself in good standings by looking at Credit Karma. The next app I want to challenge you to use is Credit Sesame. Credit Sesame will provide another outlook on your score for you too, so that way you have access to the credit bureaus and what's on your score. Now, keep in mind, when you're looking at that score though, those aren't the scores that the lenders really use if they're going to give you credit. The score that the lenders actually will use, let's say if you're going to get a mortgage or a car loan, they may be about 20 points off of what you see on Credit Karma and Credit Sesame. So that just gives you some place to start looking at. Your educational score is, they use what's called a Vantage score or your educational score for Credit Karma and for Credit Sesame. Another thing you may want to take a look at is Mint.com. Mint will help you actually set up a budget. So I don't want you to get overwhelmed this holiday season. I want you to start thinking about next year as well and take that into account. Now, if you've got any questions, Laura will be back next week with another great show. And you can give us a call here and ask her any questions you may have. Also, if you need help, contact a certified counselor at Family Credit. You can do that at 800-994-3328 or at our website at familycredit.org. So we will see you back next week. Thank you.